Hi, I'm Steve Younis. Welcome to your Speeding Bulletin, the Superman news video recapping the events of the week July 17th to July 23rd, 2015. Our top news stories this week included Warner Brothers releases a theatrical version of the Batman v Superman trailer, CBS releases an official Supergirl poster, and find out what the result was of the Death Battle rematch between Superman and Goku. Let's check out these stories and more in this week's Speeding Bulletin. In movie news, Warner Brothers released a shorter cut of the Comic-Con trailer for Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, which will run in theaters and goes for 2 minutes and 27 seconds. The trailer is a more condensed version of the 3.5-minute Comic-Con trailer, with only 1 extra second of Wonder Woman footage towards the end. A lot of merchandise for Batman v Superman was on display at Comic-Con in San Diego earlier this month, and Business Insider posted a whole gallery of photos of action figures and toys which were on display at the Mattel booth. These will be available from January next year. In TV news, CBS is really amping up promotions for the upcoming Supergirl TV series. This week they released the following new 1-minute TV spot.
I'm going to tell you something that only 3 people in my life know. Can I trust you?
Yeah, of course. Hey, what are you doing? You're her.
Yep. I was sent here to protect people. I embraced who I am, and I don't want to stop.
This girl is the answer. There is nothing people love more than a hero. Go get me that girl.
Our job is to protect Earth from extraterrestrial presence.
I got him. People of this city will die.
Make sure you win. On my planet, females bow before males.
This is not your planet. Oh my God. I know!
Soon after, ET Online gave us our first look at a new promo teaser.
Good morning, National City. The only story anyone's talking about. Who is the mystery flying woman?
Supergirl? We can't name her that.
We didn't.
Shouldn't she be called Superwoman?
What do you think is so bad about girl? I'm a girl, and your boss, and powerful, and rich, and hot, and smart. So if you perceive Supergirl as anything less than excellent, isn't the real problem you?
And then EW.com gave us an exclusive first look at a new poster for the upcoming Supergirl TV series. At San Diego Comic-Con, DC All Access caught up with the cast of Supergirl to talk about their characters and what we can look forward to from the upcoming CBS superhero series.
It's October. How did it feel for you to put on the Supergirl suit for the first time?
It's like a, see how, like, I can't articulate.
Gosh.
It's a really indescribable feeling, just like bravery and strength. It's impossible not to feel those things.
This week, CBS invited 400 lucky mothers and daughters to a special screening of the Supergirl pilot at Universal Studios, treating them to a red carpet event that included a special appearance by Melissa Benoist. The second episode of Supergirl began filming on Thursday with a number of photos from the on-location set posted online, with one photo showing Melissa Benoist in the Supergirl costume with a donut and coffee in hand. TV Line reports that Lucy Lane, the younger sister of Daily Planet reporter Lois Lane, will be introduced as a recurring character from the third episode of the upcoming Supergirl TV series. In her mid-20s to early 30s, Lucy is described as brash, funny, and as beautiful as her sister Lois, yet strong, smart, and successful in her own right. Lucy is expected to be introduced as an ex-girlfriend of James Olsen. At San Diego Comic-Con earlier this month, executive producer Andrew Kreisberg and actress Kyla Lee spoke with media about the upcoming Supergirl TV series in a roundtable interview setting. You can watch both interviews at our website now, courtesy of KryptonSite.com. In comic book news, on Saturday, July 11th, Superman homepage reporter Louis James was granted access to interview writer Heath Corson at the DC Entertainment booth at San Diego Comic-Con to discuss the 6-issue Bizarro miniseries. Here's a snippet from the interview.
That book. What am I most excited about doing? We have a Zatanna cameo in 4, which is a magic story, and Jimmy and Bizarro end up in Branson, Missouri, and they go to see Zatanna, and Bizarro realizes he can understand what she's saying, and realizes that he is a very powerful backwards magician. So we get to do that story, and I'm really excited for people to see that.
Variant Comics recently caught up for a one-on-one video chat with writer Greg Pak to discuss his work on Action Comics and Batman Superman, and what's happening with the Superman books in general.
We've got a bit of a Pulp Fiction thing going here, where you've got different parts. So each one of the books, so there's Action Comics, there's Batman, Superman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. So those are 4 different books. The Superman book, which is written by Gene Yang, the great Gene Yang, and drawn by John Romita Jr., that book is telling the story of how Superman lost his powers and how his identity got exposed. So that takes place before the other books. The Action Comics books tells the story, this kind of first story of him coming back to Metropolis. The Batman Superman story shows him dealing with the new Batman, and the Superman Wonder Woman book is showing how he deals with Wonder Woman, or how Wonder Woman deals with him under these new circumstances. So, but each one of these books takes place at a slightly different time, you know. But they're all coming out on a month-to-month basis at the same time. It's sort of a fun way to get peeks of this overarching story at different moments. But each one of the separate books can maintain its own integrity. You know what I mean? Like Action 41 doesn't end on a cliffhanger that picks up at the beginning of Batman Superman 21. So the stories aren't jumbled up like that. You know what I mean? Like you read the Action books, they're all sequential. You read the Batman Superman, it's all sequential. So people who are just reading one book can read that one book and get that satisfying story.
So you don't have to read all the different titles to understand
what's happening. But you want to. Go ahead and get them. Get them all. They're all great.
So that
Comic books we reviewed this week included Superman Wonder Woman number 19, which was reviewed by Michael Bailey, who gave it a 3 out of 5, and his review should be up on the website now. T.A. Ewart reviewed Justice League number 42, saying the issue suffers from the massive opener that preceded it, and he gave it a 3 out of 5 rating. Doomed number 2 was reviewed by Adam DeChannel, who gave it a 1 out of 5, saying the most interesting character is a nerd with a ray gun. Injustice Year 4 Chapter 11 was reviewed by T.A. Ewart, who said, "This isn't even bad fan fiction, it's insulting," and he rated this chapter a 2 out of 5. Superman comics and other items available this week from July 22nd include Injustice Gods Among Us Year 4 Chapter 12 digital comic has been available since July 21st. Injustice Gods Among Us Year 4 number 6 print edition. Justice League Gods and Monsters Batman one-shot print edition. Justice League 3001 number 2, which is available in a variant cover. Teen Titans number 10, which is also available in a variant cover. Death of Superman hardcover DVD and Blu-ray set. JLA Earth 2 hardcover book and DVD Blu-ray set. And Justice League Volume 1 hardcover origin book and DVD Blu-ray set. You look super smart when you take Superman with you to school. Get yourself this reusable Superman licensed sandwich bag for $11.97. Or how about a Superman Man of Steel pencil case, yours for just $6.50. These and other great Superman school supplies are available from your one-stop Superman shop, the Superman Homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop. In other news, earlier this year, DC Entertainment announced that the DC Super Friends toy line, inspired by the Fisher-Price Imaginext action figures and playsets, would be turned into a series of 15 3-minute animated shorts. Now all 15 episodes are available to watch online via dckids.com or the DC Kids YouTube channel. Warner Brothers Consumer Products is partnering with Thermos and Volts to bring excitement to kids heading back to school with DC-inspired school supplies. One of the new items is a Superman Cape Thermos insulated dual compartment lunch kit. You can order yours now from the Superman Homepage online store. Entertainment Earth announced that they'd be selling Bizarro chair capes at San Diego Comic-Con last month. Now they've released their Superman chair cape available to order online. Made of high-quality fabric materials, each chair cape measures about 24 inches long and comes with a sturdy yet highly adjustable hook and loop belt that will fit most chairs. With a recent announcement that Screw Attack would be revisiting the Goku vs Superman death battle for a rematch, Superman fans were concerned that the result from the first death battle would be reversed. The rematch premiered at SGC on Friday, July 17th and was live streamed on Saturday at 9 PM Eastern Standard Time. The video was then posted to YouTube for everyone to watch, and I think Superman fans will be happy with the result of the rematch. Superman homepage writer James Lance is also a writer for Back Issue magazine, and he has an article on the post-crisis Supergirl published in issue number 84. The issue doesn't ship until September 16th, but there's a preview on the Tomorrow's publishing website for those interested in checking it out. That's all the news there was for the week July 17th to July 23rd. I'm Steve Younis from SupermanHomepage.com.
Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. Thanks for watching. Today I wanted to talk about Martha Kent as seen in the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice trailer. What I'm reminded of a lot when I hear people talking about this particular scene is the Jonathan Kent scene in the trailers and then in the movie Man of Steel back in the day in June of 2013. Pa Kent said, maybe, when Clark asked him if he was supposed to let the people die on the school bus because he pulled them out of harm's way when they fell into the water. Now, Pa Kent, in my view, was speaking as a man who was a little paranoid, a little bit afraid, knows the power that Clark has and knows how important that would be to the world, and knows that there would be some element of people in the world that would try to exploit Clark for their nefarious means, and maybe even for good means. But if scientists took him, if doctors took him, if they put him into study forever, it would ruin Clark's life. So Pa Kent was speaking from a point of view of a man who was worried about losing his son, and then subsequently worried about his son losing himself to a greedy world, a selfish world, a world that would be very interested in maybe studying him or keeping him or putting him in a zoo. Not that any of that might happen, or would happen, or has to have been what would have happened, but as a father, and as a father who we as fans know was unable to conceive a child with his wife, either because Martha was unable to, or because he was unable to, or both together weren't compatible enough to. Whatever the reason given, and it wasn't given in Man of Steel, but we know as fans, they're unable to have their own children, so very big thing for them. They love Clark, they raise him as their own, and it's very important to them that he is safe and happy and has a good life, and they don't want him to be taken away by men who want to study him or use him in a different kind of a way. So, while maybe not the completely traditional, simplistic view of two farmers who say, do everything you can to help everybody all the time, and it doesn't matter what happens or what the consequences are, this was a Pa Kent who was very worried, concerned, and most importantly about his son. That doesn't mean that there weren't other times where he might have said, you should help people because you're strong, but we should keep it hidden. You know, on Smallville, the Kents were paranoid the entire series, and Jonathan didn't want him helping anybody because he was very afraid. He knew he was going to, and he tried to help him learn how to use his powers, but it was never a big sticking point that Jonathan said, you need to help people. Over and over again on that show, Jonathan on Smallville was taken much differently than the same Jonathan that we're hearing complaints about now because of his comments in the Man of Steel movie, and also because of the way his death went down. But that's a different thing. The Martha thing, I think she's saying everything she needs to say, and I think that we're seeing a situation where the world is being very hard on Clark, or at least some element of the world, maybe spawned on by Luthor, maybe because they feel that way on their own. I'm sure that if this sort of an event happened in real life, some people would be very afraid, some people would be grateful that he saved the world, some people would just be confused, and others would be easily manipulated by elements outside who wanted to make people feel the way they wanted them to feel. In this case, Martha's probably pretty upset. We're seeing it out of context, but we see all that other stuff first. So now, as a mother, she's saying, you know what? Screw them, man! Not that Martha should say that, but the idea being her baby, who's now a man, her child, her son, the one she raised with love, is being attacked from every corner of the world. From politicians who are in power, from people we're supposed to trust, from businessmen whom we haven't met yet, but we as fans know don't necessarily have the greatest intentions, from people he saved, whom without, they would have all been dead. And the entire planet would be dead. So I think my view of it was that she's saying, be everything they want you to be. Be their hope. Be their guiding light. Be their angel. Be their savior. Or don't be. You got to do what you feel you need to do. And the Kents oftentimes would say, you have to do what you think is right. And Superman does what he thinks is right because he does it. Not because he owes the world anything. I read something where somebody said, he does owe the world. Without the world, he'd be dead. The Earth saved his life because Jor-El sent him here. So he owes this world everything. And I mean, you can look at it that way. But, I mean, a baby born on Earth doesn't owe the Earth their life in terms of, now I have to spend every waking moment saving everyone. Clark does it because he feels that drive to do so, and because he knows it's the right thing, and because he can. And I think Martha here is saying, there are many who love you, there are many who need you, there are many who want you to be those things, but you don't have to be. And I think that makes him a greater inspiration because he does it because he doesn't have to. He does it because he doesn't owe the world. So I think the scene's okay, but we'll see it in context. Thanks everybody for watching, and remember, always look up in the sky.